last year in the 10 by 10 by 10, I noticed a few of our customers that had gone through the entire process. They've decided to do some videos, they've done the scripting, they've done the recording, they've done some editing, and then it's about time to give them their videos and they get stuck. So I wanted to do something about that this year by introducing this lovely young lady. When you introduce yourself and what do you do?
Hello everybody, my name is Sophie Kay. I'm a life and vitality coach, and essentially I help people remove all the blocks that may be in their way to get them from where they are to where they want to go to.
And that is the perfect person to help you if you are stuck. So in this video we want to kind of just have a chat, explore what could be some of those roadblocks that people are experiencing. I'm pretty sure I know what they are. But I don't specialize in peeling back the onion. I mean, I can, but I'd rather work, leave it to people who do that every single day with clients. So we wanted to be able to provide that support and packaging for those clients who get a bit stuck. I know there was probably about 5 or 6 last year, and it's going to be better if your videos are out there in the world doing what they're supposed to be doing, than sitting in a folder waiting to be things. So what do you think, Sophie, would be the number one challenge that people are dealing with up here that are potentially stopping them from taking that next step?
Well, firstly, watching ourselves on video is quite an unnatural thing to do, because when we interact in everyday life and we speak with people and we go around doing business and doing all the things that we do, we're in our head, and so we never actually see ourselves doing the things, right? We're experiencing the things. And so therefore, when we do get those videos and we see ourselves speaking, it feels very weird, right? Let's just lay it out there.
Oh, 100%.
It feels super weird, right? And so I think one of the first things that starts to happen is that because our brain is designed to judge, analyze, and identify, that's what it's supposed to do in order to keep us safe. This is the basis of human nature. This is exactly why we have a brain. What we then start to do is we start to judge, analyze, and look at ourselves. And the first thing we start to look at are all our faults. It's the slight double chin that probably only you are going to notice. It's your collar that's not 100% right. It's all those tiny little things that we then start to notice. And when we start to focus on that, our energy and where our emotions are flowing towards that. So that means that we get stuck in those emotions. We get stuck in that thing of there is all these things wrong with the video, rather than going, actually, this is really cool that I am sharing my story here, that I am sharing my abilities. And another thing that really comes into it is that imposter syndrome. And this is something me and John have spoken about quite a bit. The imposter syndrome is something that every business owner, every professional will experience at some point. And imposter syndrome is essentially when you lose faith in your own abilities and your skill set. And often it happens when we start comparing ourselves to other people, right? And when it comes to videos, we live in an everyday life where we're all constantly consuming videos, right? And so when we start to create videos of ourselves and they don't maybe match what we see online, then we see that incongruency there, and we start to think that we're not good enough, that what we're doing isn't professional enough.
Because you're right, everything stems from I'm not good enough.
Yes. All roads lead to I'm not good enough. Yes, absolutely. And so here's the thing. We all, whether you're Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, John,
and actually,
Sophie,
I want to add to that. I read an article about Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger, was just vomiting before he goes on stage every single time, and he's been doing that for 30, 40 years. And then he puts on this persona, right? He puts on this persona, and suddenly there's this Mick Jagger. It's who we see, but you can put on a persona, and maybe that is the persona you're putting on in the videos.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for me, it comes back to your value. You've got something to say, and you purchased 10 by 10 by 10 because you knew that if I get my message out there, I've got something to say. I've got something worthy to say.
Yeah.
So, is it power? Is it positive affirmations that can be helpful in people going through this journey?
Well, I think it's reminding ourselves that when we do something new, it's always going to be uncomfortable. And seeing yourself on video for the first time is going to be profoundly uncomfortable. Now, one of the things, and we know this when we go to the gym, just because it gets uncomfortable, we don't stop doing it, because if we stop doing it, we're not going to get the results, right? So one of the things that I recommend that you do is that even though it may be painful, you watch every single one of those videos. And I want you to put the intention, or set the intention to actually look for the good things, because you get to channel your mind. You get to decide what you want to focus on, but really lean into that discomfort. Tell you what, I might look incredibly confident on camera now, but 4 years ago that wasn't that way. When I started recording my very first lives, I was so scared. I couldn't remember my content, and I hated watching them later on, until a friend of mine gave me that challenge and she said, Sophie, you need to watch every single one of them. And I did. And now that cringing is gone, and now I can actually enjoy myself on video. But that doesn't happen if we don't practice it. So be brave. Allow yourself to watch them and look for the good things, because there will be some nuggets of gold in there that you've recorded.
And when we go through, we show clients their videos for the first time. I do my little disclaimer, and I say, you're going to see the imperfections. And I like to, for watching that, we generally watch 3 or 4 of the 10 videos, and I can see the cringe factor. I can see that. I can feel it coming through the Zoom room. So there's one of 3 ways you can avoid that, is their videos, right, with audio. So we want to listen for our how we sound. So put down the phone, turn up the volume, and just listen to yourself speaking. And then flip it. We've got that visual. Turn down the sound, press play, and watch the visual representation.
Great idea.
And then you can also do a transcript. If you want to do that, you can do a transcript of your video. Most of these are all scripted, so you shouldn't have too many ums or ahs, but that's where you can go, how do I eliminate some of those filler words? So there's 3 ways to help you through that. Now, it's not the same for everybody, right? No. Everybody's on a different trajectory. It's a big word for this year. It's a different trajectory. It's like environment. We won't go there. But so what we're making available for 10 by 10 by 10 customers is Sophie's available for a 1 consultation, and she can help you unpack some of those challenges, and that'll just be on Zoom for 30-40 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I can also do in person, but generally on Zoom, because we save the travel time. But it's really good to just be able to actually talk about those insecurities and be able to talk about what's actually going on for us, because often when we put it outside of here and here, it's way easier to deal with.
Good. So below this video there'll be a link to Sophie's Zoom room, and we can set up some calendars that once a month if you want to join on that conversation, and book in a time, and then we can go from there, because this gal is amazing. She's done her 10 videos.
Yes.
We think that she's like an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10 on her presentation. Did she stuff up?
Yes.
Yes.
Was
she embarrassed?
Yeah,
right.
initially.
Yeah, initially, right?
Yeah, of course.
She still went, fuck. Because I say, we all think that we should be perfect, and
Absolutely.
we are not.
No.
But the value of putting yourself out there and being your authentic self, potentially being vulnerable, and a lot of people won't even go there in their videos. But for all those people, if you're on LinkedIn, those people who know, like, and trust you, they'll be there and they'll support you through that through that first video, because the power is in getting it out there. Look.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I do actually. There's one more thing. One more thing I want to say. Is that most of your ideal customers aren't looking for perfect. They're looking for someone they can like, someone they can trust, and someone who's going to understand them. And that doesn't need perfection. Most people don't expect you to be perfect, because they know they're not perfect. So let them see the real you, with the stuff ups, with all the things. because that's what's going to create likability. We live in a world where, you know, that will trump perfection, because it feels real and it feels like a person that we can connect to. So don't be afraid to be your imperfect, beautiful self.
Take imperfect action.
Yes.
One of my favourite sayings, take imperfect action, and you are. So if you want that support from Sophie, book that in and put that link below this training video. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.
Yes, of course.